seconds.
Hold on. 2 minutes, because I got to pee real quick.
Clint has to pee, so he is gone. Is he going to be back in under 2 minutes? No, because he never is. And then he's going to come back, and there's going to be some technical difficulty, because that's just the way it works on Answering for a Friend. I'd give Clint $100 if we could start on time. $100. Boomer got the vax. I gotta watch that video. It just cracks me up.
Boomer's got the vax?
Boomer's got the vax?
Boomer's got the vax. Boomer's got the vax?
Well, Boomer's got the vaccine, but I don't know who Boomer is.
I don't either.
Are y'all
Who's
not
Boomer?
Are y'all not boomers?
Oh, baby boomers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, it's a little slow this morning.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been
Mick
cleaning.
is not a baby boomer. Bob and I are baby boomers.
I'm a baby boomer. Anybody born from 1946 to 1965 is a baby boomer.
Boom.
No.
Yes.
Boomer got the vax? Boomer's got the vax?
Clint, where are you?
I'm right here.
Your inability to pee
Here we go.
in under 2 minutes.
Here we go. You ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready too. I've been ready. I was born ready.
That's scary.
That's my cum voice.
Ooh. Mine is,
Ready?
yeah. Here we go.
Yours is-
We got I heard a pop. That means we got our first listener. All right.
The ideas and opinions expressed in the Black Shirt Podcast.
Live from Austin, Texas, it's the internet's favorite advice show, Answering for a Friend. Now, here's your hosts, Clint Baker and Mia Harms.
Are you there?
I am here. Hey, hey, hey. What's happening, gang? And welcome to another episode of Answering for a Friend. I'm Clint, and this is Mia. Everybody give it up for Mia Harms.
Hi. Please give it up for me and Clint
Ooh,
too.
yeah.
He's pretty cool.
Man, it's good to be back. Let's see who's watching today. We got Elizabeth Patterson in the house.
No way.
When are you going to take this to TikTok, Elizabeth says. We'll put that on the screen for you, Elizabeth.
Oh my God.
We need
She's-
you've
Yeah.
got to get on that. We're working on it. Come on.
You know what? We just had a conversation about that today, didn't we?
We sure did. We sure did. Asking for a friend, of course.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, that's in the works. We've just been getting this channel off the ground, and it's funny. It's already been 2 months that we've been doing this. This is our 8th show, Mia. This is crazy. Woohoo! So, yeah. So celebrate. Despite what this screen down here underneath says 7, this is episode 8. I missed one. But before we get started, hey, let's like, share, subscribe, guys. I need your help. Like,
it.
share, subscribe, click the notification bell. If you're watching and you haven't clicked the subscribe button or the notification bell yet, you need to do that and help us out. We appreciate the support and thank everybody who tunes in every week. So let's jump to the next one. Yeah, I've had a crazy morning. My neighbor behind is digging a
Yeah.
swimming pool. And holy smokes, it's like a jackhammer has been just going
Ooh.
like outside of my window for the past, like since 7:30 this morning. So it's been a crazy day, and I was rushed to throw the show together because of that. And so normally we like to do a game at the end, and we usually have a game going, and we don't have one today. So if you guys come up with any ideas of a fun game to play, we'll do it. Or if you guys want to ask us a bunch of questions, we'll answer those. We'll go back through the comments. We can answer those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just do me a
Yeah.
favor. If you ask us questions that you want us to answer at the end of the show, put an exclamation at the beginning so I can find them really easy when we're scrolling through the comments. All right. Start
Yeah.
it with an exclamation point and then make the thing. So, all right.
But if you come up with a fun game for us to play,
Yeah, we'll do that.
games are my favorite
They
thing.
are. And they've been fun so far. It's been a fun thing. Instead of just answering questions, we have fun. That's what we do here at Answering for a Friend. So let's jump into it, man. What do we got? The first one says, and everybody, jump in and say hello and let us know that you're watching. All righty.
Yeah.
All right.
Let us know.
First question. How do you come to terms with the fact that you are of below average intelligence? I'll go a little further. this I came to terms a long time ago. Is that's what I was gonna say. No, here's the deal. You know, a lot of times we get these written questions. I only have so much room on the screen, so they lack context. But I've usually read a whole bunch, and I get to throw in the context. So this guy just says, "Hey, you know, I've had it even confirmed with Mia does look beautiful, Elizabeth. I'll throw that on the screen.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and this guy says, "Yeah, you know, I feel like I'm not as intelligent as all my friends. You know, I'm in college. I have to struggle and Google everything. I have to look up everything. And I've even had it confirmed with my psychiatrist that I'm below average intelligence." And I was reading this, and I was looking at the little letter, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a very well structured, perfectly worded letter, and it blew my mind. I was like, somebody made this guy feel like he's not as smart as he is, and
Yeah.
and I can tell you, from myself, I've had friends, that I've had a couple of friends in my lifetime that have said, "Dude, you're the smartest guy I know," and I've felt like this guy that wrote that letter before, and sometimes the normal thing that you think you're supposed to be doing isn't what you're supposed to be doing. So it's like me as a chemist, there's no way in hell I could be a chemist or
Yeah.
you know, a mathematician and stuff. What you need to do is look at the things that you are good at, and you need to quit dogging on yourself and being hard on yourself and feeling that you're not good enough. You're just probably blessed with something different. You know, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different path, and you don't have to do what your friends do. And if you're having a really hard time with the thing that you're chasing, sometimes you got to look at things and think about what you are good at and try to go down those avenues, and ultimately you'll have more fun because people have fun with what they're good at. But anyway, go ahead,
Yeah.
Mia.
That's true. No, I agree with that. But it's hard. School is really hard, and it's a game. You're playing a game that they want you to do things a certain way. I mean, I have 8 years of clinical experience in 2 different medical fields, and I'm currently trying to put myself through nursing school, and the didactic portion of it is so difficult for me. It's the hardest thing, and I feel similar to this person a lot of the time because I'm struggling, and I do well, but it's such a struggle for me. And it hurts to be like, I know I'm going to be such an amazing clinician when I'm at that level, but to get through this part of it, and who knows what this person's going to school for, maybe they're the same way, like their skills are going to be amazing, but to get there, it's a struggle. And learning new ways to like study and do different things, I feel like I have to work twice as hard as some of my, classmates, and it's so stressful. But this person doesn't seem like they're below average intelligence.
Not at all.
There's actually this really interesting NPR segment that I heard about memory, like people that say that they have a photographic memory. That's actually like not a thing, and that anyone can train themselves to memorize. I actually read a book about it, to memorize long strands of numbers and information, and It's all about the method that you use to do it. And so this person could do that. Any person could do it. So I feel like this person's psychiatrist is kind of a dick.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I'm like, that sucks, dude. People, like I said, there are people that are not as gifted as other people in certain
Yeah.
things. You know what I mean? And that's just a truth in life. But
Yeah.
I could tell just by reading this, I was like, this is just somebody. I don't know if he got browbeaten and told he wasn't good enough his whole life, or what. But like I said, it was a well worded, intelligently
Yeah.
written letter, and the person just sounded like they were having a really hard time, and it bummed me out because like I could relate to it, and like I said, I'm good at a lot of things, and I'm not good at a lot of things, and
Yeah.
so I just try to do those things, and that's the best thing as a friend, that's the best thing I could say to do,
Yeah.
and also, like Mia said, maybe get another therapist or
Yeah.
psychiatrist.
Yeah. You don't have to be Mensa to make it through college. That's for damn sure.
Exactly. Well, let's check out the next one. All right. Got a couple more joining us now.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. Where can I report unauthorized transactions or fraud? Asking for a friend.
Where can I report unauthorized transactions or fraud?
Yeah, like
Credit card stuff?
yeah, like if you get unauthorized transactions or fraud, just call your bank or your credit card company. That's
No, I think what you're supposed to do here, put my number up on the screen and then give me your credit card number, the expiration date, the security code. I'll handle it for you. It's actually what I do for a living.
and your social. We can
And your
sell that
social
too.
and your children's socials. They don't have credit yet. It doesn't matter. No, yeah, I think you can report stuff, right? Like if
Yeah.
I don't know about with credit cards, but with debit cards, I can just report it like through a phone line or online.
Yeah, and the thing you do is you want to try, if you're doing like pumping gas or doing online transactions or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's always good to use your credit cards, because if there is some kind of fraud, the credit card will go after the money. They'll give you your credit back, and then they'll go
Yeah.
after it. If you get somebody scams your bank and gets your bank account number or your debit card number and does a scam like that, it's really hard. Sometimes it takes a month, 6 weeks. Sometimes
To get
that
it
happened.
back, yeah.
Yeah, that happened to an old boss of mine, a friend of mine, and yeah, she had a really hard time. It was heartbreaking. Like, she was really upset, and it
Yeah.
turns into a big deal. If it's just your credit card, you just call them, and then it's on them. So
Yeah, yeah.
she got
Also, credit unions are better than banks.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, let's go to the next one. What do we got here? There it is. I'm in year 3 of diagnosed depression. Does it ever get better? Asking for a friend.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is a rough one. And they went on and on. They're like, yeah, some days I have good days, some days I have bad days, but lately it just feels like it's getting rougher and rougher and rougher. So what
Yeah.
do you think, Mia?
I mean,
I was talking about therapists earlier today when we were on the phone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Sometimes having the right therapist is the best thing you can do. I don't know.
I'm a big proponent of talk therapy. I think it's really helpful to mental health. I would say, yeah, go to therapy. If you're on meds, take your meds and let other people around you know when it's dark and when you're going through the darker times. But I mean, it's so tough. I think everyone is like just a smidge depressed right now. And then it's worse for others that actually suffer from a depressive disorder where it's not situational depression, which that's understandable. Everyone at some point in their life is going to go through some hard times and be down, but then there's like clinical depression where it's not necessarily about what's happening in your life. It's just kind of a darkness that lives in your brain. Yeah, you just got to do your best and take it one step at a time, one day at a time. I know this is the most basic advice that everyone gets, but like
And don't
It's
be
the advice because it works,
don't be afraid to reach out for help. There's helplines out there. I should even have one here that I could put on the screen. If
Yeah.
you're feeling really really bad, you need to reach out
Yeah.
to someone.
They just passed a 3-digit number that's like 911. That's for mental health. It's not a 1-800. It's not the suicide prevention 1-800.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, and I just saw it, and I'm not sure when it goes into effect. And that is so amazing for mental health. It's incredible, and everyone should know it and have it. Hopefully, someday it'll be just when you buy your new cell phone and 911's just in there, or there's a way to access it even if your phone's locked. Hopefully, someday it'll be just right next to that, because that would be incredible.
I don't know if it's gone in. It was 388, and that's what. And I'm looking at an old article, so I don't even know if it's passed yet. But I'm gonna type that in.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just read something about it a couple of days ago, so I don't know where it stands. But
yeah, 9. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I still I'll have to get into this for the next show, but I see a bunch of older articles from 2020 where it was proposed. I don't know if they adopted it quite yet. They might have, and I'm just not seeing the article on there. But either way, you can call 311 emergency and say, "Hey, I'm having some mental problems," and they will direct you to somebody. So if you're having problems, reach out. And even things like posting stuff on Facebook and stuff, it's embarrassing, but I know a lot of people that have posted stuff, and the whole world can see, like, oh shit, this person is reaching out or is in trouble, and people come out of the woodwork to make sure you're okay,
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're feeling real rough, don't be afraid to let your friends know. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see the next one. What do we got? Hey, Tess Andrews is in the... I'm going to pop her up on the screen. It's okay to not be okay, she said. Talk to someone, please. We'll put that on the screen real quick, covering up the question. Should I report a coworker who gave me an edible without consent? Asking for a friend. Oh, I love this one.
It was just 420 a couple days ago.
Yeah, it was. I wonder if it happened on 420. Should you? I don't know if you should report them or thank them. That's I mean, what a nice thing.
Well, I'm curious too. Like, are you just saying like, oh, someone gave me an edible, or they ate the edible? Is that what we're assuming here?
I have a feeling somebody got given a brownie or something at work.
Oh, I would not be happy.
At work?
Be so mad. At work, the thing with edibles are like, even though if you buy them, from dispensaries and stuff, and how many milligrams they are. I've had friends with varying strengths of edibles. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. You never know how it's going to affect you. From the same batch, they could be even so different. I would be very, very mad about that, actually.
I would not be able to work. Like, if I was at work.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
I've had edibles where, like you said, it's like, hey, you eat a half of one and like, whoa, this is okay. This is just right. I'm right where I wanted to be. And then the next time and said, hey, I'm going to have the whole thing. And it was a different batch that was completely different. And I've eaten an edible to where I was stuck in bed and I couldn't even get out of bed and all for hours. And I was trapped in bed and I said, just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. And I made myself go to sleep, and I woke up 3 hours later. I still couldn't formulate a sentence, and it took me like 12 hours to get to where I wanted to be. And if that happened to me at work, I wouldn't even be able to get sent home because I'd have to like hang out in my car. Like, I wouldn't even probably know how to get in my car. I guess I'm a lightweight. I don't know.
It is like, even from the same batch, I've had one where a fourth is crazy and then a half of the next one does nothing, because maybe it's settled weird when they were baking. Like, you just don't get to know.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, like, usually my thoughts are like, super clear in my head, but when I tell a story, I'm that person that has to keep going back and interjecting myself and adding information in. So the last time I took an edible, I had a friend over and I had to end up taking a bath and putting on classical music. Like that's how bad it messed me up. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking. I'm just like talking about random stuff. And then I stopped and I was like, you know what? Everything in my mind is like so jumbled. There's no way you're following my story right now. And he was like, for the first time in the 4 years I've known you, you are speaking so concisely. And it was so funny because like it was complete opposite of how I normally feel. So I guess it helps in that way, but I would not be able to do my job. I
No
mean,
way.
in the service industry, I could maybe pull it out of but I couldn't do a medical job. God, no. Oh my God.
I can barely go into a 7-Eleven and buy a 6-pack of beer. Like I can't even function. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I'm not a huge fan of edibles. I would rather just do it the tried and true method.
I would like to get something that's consistent and eat the edibles and then
Yeah.
kick back and
Yeah.
watch some fun shows. But yeah, I don't talk when I do some edibles. I when I do pot. Just kidding. Like I
Do you do weed?
I do when I do the pot.
Do you want to come over and do some weed?
Oh boy. Oh,
Happy
let's
420.
yeah, happy 420. If you don't do weed, I think you're a little bit sus.
Are we bringing sus back?
Yeah, sus.
Happy
Sus.
420. Decriminalize marijuana and release all the people incarcerated from it. Thank
Yes.
you. And not good night yet, but mic drop.
Yeah, mic drop. All right. Next question. Sus.
You're the sus one. Do you think that anyone's ever dropped their friend named Mike and been like, mic drop?
Oh, that's a good one.
Or like if your name is Mike, just start falling on people and being like, mic drop.
Mic drop. Yeah, that's not good.
So
No, that's a
stupid.
good one.
My edible just hit.
Yeah, I
so.
could tell. It just. What if you were a Mike? All right.
Okay.
My girlfriend won't let me sleep. What do I do? Asking for a friend again with the context.
Yeah, we
This-
had a question similar to this.
We
before, I
had
think.
and again, I'll say it again. Sleep is important, man. And now there are some people that wish they had that problem that their girlfriend was trying to keep them up late at night. You know what I mean? It depends what's going on here. That
Yeah.
could be a good problem. And hey, you know, maybe you just need to make her sleepy. I don't know. Like
Make her sleepy.
yeah, just just put the work in and then go to sleep. But maybe you had a hard day, you're tired. And this person, I read the question and it was just saying like, look, I stayed the night with her and when we're going to bed, all of a sudden she doesn't sleep well and she like jumped up and was like, hey, blah, 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 I'm not ready to go to bed. And he's like, I really got to be up
Yeah.
early. And she just kept bugging him. Then the next day he got up, he was exhausted. He was like, look, man, I gotta be refreshed for work. I can't do that. And let's not do that again. Okay, cool. So fast forward, he's like, now I've been with her a while and she does it all the time. Every time I stay over there, she has no respect. So this isn't about rest. It's almost about respect.
Boundaries. Yeah.
She's not respecting his need to sleep. And it's pissing him off now, and he doesn't know what to do. It's like, is it should I put my foot down, give her an ultimatum? What do I do? So that's the real deal.
I think, well, definitely not ultimatum. Ultimatums are never the answer.
Agreed.
But I mean, I've always kind of felt that sleep is extremely important, and I do not sleep well next to people, and even in longer like term relationships, it's like I'm gonna go home every night if I'm at their place, or they're gonna leave my place. And this idea that because you're together, you have to sleep together, and I get it. It's nice to wake up the next morning and do that whole thing together. So if there's another spot in her place that he could sleep or that she could sleep, and if she still is not respecting his boundary, then he needs to, if he wants to still see her, maybe leave. Be like, okay, I can stay until this time, but I have to sleep, and so I won't be staying the night. And I don't know, maybe that's going to cause an issue, but
Yeah.
they need to be respectful of their needs. That's like
Yeah, exactly.
real basic.
I was the reverse. I'm a night owl. Like I'm up till 4 or 5 in the morning every day. That's just who I am. And my ex-girlfriend years ago, she would want to go to bed like at midnight or 1, and I'm like, Jesus, so early.
Savage.
Yeah, and so I would go up and go to bed, and then I would just chill and wait for her to fall asleep. And I would make my way to the edge of the bed, and then as soon as I figured out she was asleep, I would roll out of bed and ninja my way out of the room and go down there and watch like 5 more episodes of Lost. But and I got caught a couple of times. Like, hey, are you sneaking out of here? No. I was just gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And then I'd wait till she went to sleep, and then I would sneak out again. This is a reverse problem. I want to sleep.
Yeah, why did you have to sneak out? Why couldn't you just be like, I'm gonna be up later
Well, I didn't
than
want
you?
she wanted to be close. That's why I can relate. Like she wanted to be close to me and wanted me there, and oh, we'll cuddle and blah blah blah, and then I'm gonna Homer Simpson into the bushes. I'm gonna get out of
Or
here.
no, the Friends one where you do the rollover. You hug them and roll them over, and then get out of bed.
Exactly. And that's it. Unfortunately, I missed that episode of Friends. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had to develop my own technique. But yeah, I would ninja my way out of there. But this is the opposite. This girl is keeping him up, and I guess it's like me, like, hey, let's keep hanging out. And she's like, no, I'm going to. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
a messy situation. It could be worse. You could have a girlfriend who didn't want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
That didn't want to be that's a common problem. People have girlfriends that don't want to be around them. So you could, on a positive, I like to keep it positive. Be positive and be happy that you have that, but maybe just communicate, have a conversation.
Boundaries have to be respected.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I had this conversation. It's interesting in a communications course that I took a while back, where we were talking about this 9:30 bedtime. And this girl, she was like, wait, you don't sleep in the same bed as the people you're dating? And I'm like, no, I would rather just get a good night's sleep. And she was like, that's my favorite part of a relationship.
No way. People are
Your favorite part is when you're going to bed? She was also like 18.
okay.
But it was just really funny to me. I've always thought that that's really funny.
Her hormones
That's my favorite part.
her
Is when
hormones
he's asleep.
were still telling her, I need to cling on to this person, make babies.
Right. Grow up.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Quit trying to make babies, you baby.
Ooh. Hey, I mean,
Burn.
I made a baby when I was a baby, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people make babies. That's what they do. Special shout out to Dustin. My buddy Dustin just had a baby yesterday. Woohoo.
Yeah, hell yeah, Dustin.
Yeah. Cranked out a boy, which is I guess Sue did. So love you guys, and I'm stoked for you guys. So and if I'm not supposed to talk about this stuff on the internet, don't get mad. Sorry about that. I don't want to violate any private stuff. So let's see. Elizabeth Ann says, sleep in the same bed, but have your own blankets and don't touch me. Yeah, that's a normal thing.
That's not bad.
There's people.
The old blanket thing is really good. How many memes are there about the girl or the guy stealing the blanket? And every time I look at those, I'm just like, use your own blanket. I learned that sleeping next to my kid years ago. Like, why can't adults come up with that same concept?
Yeah. I watched a movie yesterday, Nobody, which was hilarious, and the married couple had a like pillow wall, this giant pillow in between them.
That's what I do. Pillow barricade, yeah.
Yeah. It was like a 6-foot pillow they had between them. Maybe you need one of those. I am super hot-natured. I don't even like my dog. Like my dog has figured out that like I push her to the side, she'll sleep by my legs, but not touching me. Like any heat, I burn up. So I'm not a big fan of
Yeah.
that either. So I'm like, sure, I'll go sleep in the other, fall asleep
I
on
just think
the couch.
snoring is.
Snoring's bad.
I mean, I probably snore, but other people also snore.
I definitely snore if I'm on my back. If I fall asleep on my back.
Right.
So, yeah. Pro tip. I gave a close friend of mine some new AirPod Pros that have noise
Mhm.
canceling, and
Mhm.
they work to cancel out snoring. So if you're in a situation that you're in the snoring situation, those things do the job. So that's a pro tip.
Yeah, but it sucks that you have to be the one that has to make the accommodation. I think the snorer should be the one who figures out their issue.
Yeah. Yeah, what you do is you throw the AirPods down their throat while they're sleeping. Yeah, and they will stop snoring
And then they
immediately.
die, and your problem is solved.
Problem is solved.
God, you're so brilliant.
I know. Let's see. It's my dog's bed, and he allows me to sleep in it. That is not the first time I've heard that. Yep. That is not Chloe. Chloe, the inside dog, does not have that. She does not own my bed. That's her official title.
I kicked the cat out. She's right here, by the way. Should we look at her?
Yeah, let's pop her up. Ooh.
She just whacked the table. Come here. Come here, baby girl. Want to be on the camera? Space cat.
Oh yes, glorious cat.
See, can you hear her purr?
Yeah, and she was looking right into she was doing the looking right into the camera.
She is famous. She should have her own TikTok.
She should. Chloe's got that's what I use TikTok is to put my dog Chloe on there.
Chloe never stops running her little mouth.
Yeah,
does she?
She likes to talk. We'll bring her.
She's a mouth on her now, doesn't she?
We'll bring her on. I guess I'm gonna bring her on right now. How about that? Since we're doing show and tell with dogs and cats, and we don't have a game, so I'm gonna get Chloe on here because that'll kill a few seconds. Let me just open the door.
Go get her. I'm gonna talk to you guys by myself, and what we're gonna talk about is I'm gonna read War and Peace cover to cover starting now. Just kidding. What about Moby Dick?
Come on, get up here.
Oh, he's already back. We're about to start having fun without him.
Oh, hey, Chloe.
Oh,
look.
Chloe.
Oh, it's Chloe. Chloe the dog. Chloe, do you have any advice for people?
She's so cute.
Do you like to give advice to people? What do you think about people sleeping in your bed, Chloe? You don't like that, do you?
The most vocal dog ever.
I know, I don't like it either, Chloe. Oh, Chloe, do you... what was that? Oh, man. I love you too, Chloe. Oh, what a good girl. Fist bump? Oh, she's
over it.
She's over it. Okay.
Not what I signed up for. Okay. We're doing not so many answering questions today.
This was show and tell we did today.
This was
the new game today. All right.
I actually kind of enjoy that. We should do show and tell like they do in my kids' school online, where they have 10 seconds to run and grab something in the room.
And then do a presentation on that.
And then show what it is. And like these kids will grab some of the weirdest stuff because they're like freaking out. They have 10 seconds.
That's
okay. We have to answer some actual.
Yeah. Oh, I got one. What do I? First of all, hi, Kim.
Kim in the house.
Kim in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, kitty. Her name's Luna Bella Baby, but my son has renamed her the Fatterpillar. So that's her side name, Fatterpillar.
And then second, we got James in the house. What do I do if I'm on a show and I keep getting interrupted with silly clips? This is a reference to Small Screen, the show that I was on earlier today. YouTube channel. Go to YouTube. when you get done with this show, do a search for Small Screen. And some of my buddies have a channel that I've been popping up on, and come support the channel, subscribe, and I'm in there all the time. If you like Marvel and DC stuff, comic book shows and Star Wars and all that nerd stuff, you can find a lot of cool stuff over there, and a lot of great people popping in. And James is one of them. He's the producer. Edward Lauder is the host, and I've been happy to join them. So yeah, check that out. Go check out Small Screen, and also I've been featured in Super Team Megaforce. Oh, let me say that right. Super Team Megaforce, which is a big group of YouTubers that all pop in together and talk about those things. So that's a different genre, but it's a lot of fun. So if you like that stuff, check it out. And while I'm at it, check out my other channel, the Black Shirt Podcast. So there's my shameless self-promotion.
I need to be on one of these like nerd shows because I know nothing, and I think it would be a lot of fun for me and not so much fun for the people who actually are tuning in for real content.
It would be brilliant and just completely bluff, like you know what you're talking about, and just completely bullshit your way through the whole thing.
Right. Just go in and be like, well, actually, I think in 1972, when the comic book, just make some crap up.
Yeah, you get like a super nerd that's like, well, actually, if it goes by the comics, it's going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And you go, no, that's not going to happen. You just interrupt the super nerd who knows everything. And you're like, no, that's not going to happen. Well, why? No, it's just not. And then just don't explain yourself.
Because I have a special edition that came out in 1974. And in that edition, they say explicitly that.
that. Surge says, come on, comment. Space Cat, wasn't that the Disney movie with the talking cat and diamond collar? Anybody out there know? Because I don't know.
We call her Space Cat on the show because with the green screen, she always looks weird.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed Chloe, her white fur. Sometimes the green screen settings and stuff make the white colors look funky. So, yeah. And Kim says, that is the talkiest dog. Yeah, she really is. She doesn't shut up, and especially if the FedEx guy shows up.
There's a mouth on her.
James says, you're welcome. Come on anytime. Ha ha ha. Off to bed. Just wanted to give a laugh out of your and show support to the show. Nice plugs though. Ha ha ha. All right. Well,
hi James. Thanks for popping in and saying hello to us.
Thanks, James. And let's jump in and ask another question because I got.
Wait, James is off to bed. So
James is off to bed. Yep.
He's the opposite of us, the stay up laters.
He's actually a late night guy also, but apparently tonight he's going to bed early.
So,
yeah. Let's see here. Or is he? Maybe he's going to bed to pretend like he's sleeping, and then he's gonna roll out of bed in like 30 minutes. and then
you
message
just gave
me
him some great advice, and he's like, "I'm gonna try that starting now."
This is genius. All right, let's see what do we got. We got. What are some fun ways to get out of jury duty? Asking for a friend. Oh, I've been waiting for this one.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you got?
This is a great question. Have you, okay, so first of all, I have been summoned several times, but I always get dismissed instantly because of being either on call for work or being a student. So they just which makes me sad because I've always wanted to go and be on the jury. I've always thought that'd be really cool. So that's an easy way to get dismissed, but like fun ways, if you have to like go down there, I don't know. What would you do? Costumes? Wear something. Wear a banana costume.
Yeah, just look like a crazy person. Like if you go in there with a beer helmet and beer helmet.
Wait, okay. I'm a juror. I'm a potential juror, and you're asking me the question. Ask me like a question that they would ask to see if I qualified, and I'm going to answer it.
I don't know what kind of question they would
be
ask.
Like juror number 1. I don't know. They ask really basic things, right?
Yes.
Like, do you? It's always like a really vague mental health kind of question to see if you're crazy or not.
Yeah.
Is stealing right or wrong? How do you feel about, I don't know,
I've never
something?
done jury duty. I have no idea.
Well, I would answer it in a really crazy way.
Do you own a gun?
Right, okay, so I'm the juror. Ask me if I own a gun.
Mia, do you own a gun?
Well, there are guns in this world that people can potentially own. And then if they do own them, then I may or may not be one of those people that does or does not own one of the guns that is available to me or the other people that qualify for the guns.
You can't be on my jury.
May or may not I be on your jury, kind young sir, because maybe if I was, you know what I mean?
We
Just go
we
be
don't
a nut.
we don't have people that quote Shakespeare. You sounded like Shakespearean there for a second.
That's what I'm saying, though. You're asking ways to not get selected. This is a way to not get selected.
Indeed.
Right, right, right.
Tell
Do you own a gun?
tell them. Kim says, tell them you have bladder issues that require you to the restroom every 20 minutes or so.
That's pretty good too.
That's pretty genius.
Or just yell out in the middle of the thing, my catheter!
Or just, I hate everyone.
Just be like grumbly, mumbly the whole time.
Or Tourette's, like if you just like if you faked Tourette's,
Yeah.
I wonder how, if there's like a discrimination kind of a thing against people with you know, as a condition, like if somebody blurting out in court, it would be disruptive, but if they don't have control over themselves, like what's, you know, I mean, you have to accommodate for the I don't know if handicap is the right term for that, but you have to be tolerant, but you also can't have disturbances. You can't have somebody screaming ball liquor in the middle of court. You know what I mean?
And the
So
court reporter is like, juror number 7 with Tourette's says ball liquor, and then
yeah,
they
sorry
have to
guys,
report
I have Tourette's, you know, and it's like
I am not in any way laughing at anybody that has
no,
a condition.
no. I
Like
watched.
Tourette's, I'm laughing at the court reporter
Yeah,
having to record every single thing.
and you know, if we were on a '90s comedy or something, you know, an Adam Sandler comedy in the '90s, you might have that situation where they're making fun of it. That's not
Right.
funny. It's a serious thing. And I watched actually a short documentary interview with this girl, and she just talked about her whole life and what it was like, and starting out, she didn't know what was going on. And then it talked about school and having to be homeschooled and a lot of things. It was really interesting. It's a crazy condition. I would actually like
Yeah.
to know more about it. But yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, we're not making fun of that. It's an intense thing.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering I'm wondering what would happen. Would the court not want outbursts in the courtroom? Because that's, I mean, hey, no outbursts
I'm
in the
really
courtroom.
curious.
You know,
Yeah.
or do they have to allow that? That's it's a difficult thing.
I mean, I think if the person qualified mental health wise, they thought that they were qualified, they can't discriminate. Or they could, or I don't know. A lot of people like to get out of jury duty. Not a lot of people agree with me where they're like, I would love to be on a jury. So
Yeah,
maybe
what
you
if
could just use it to get out.
Yeah, to get out of jury duty, yeah, if you could provide them with documentation, right? That's
Right.
But what if you had Tourette's and wanted to do the jury duty? That's what I'm talking about. That's an
Yeah.
interesting
I want to do
dilemma.
jury duty so bad.
I don't.
My dad was on this jury when I was a kid, and it was like a 2-day thing, and it was so funny. This woman snuggled. She snuggled someone. she
Guilty.
smuggled a ham out of like the grocery store in between her legs, and it fell out in the parking lot. And her story was so hilarious. She was like talking about buying this hairspray. She was like, I went in to get my hairspray. I don't know where that ham came from. And I'm like, why don't I ever get to be on a jury? I want to hear this crazy stuff.
Tess says, "Tell them you're racist, right? That'll get you out of there." Yeah, that's a.
Yeah, just be racist in the.
That's actually that's the almost like the auto response. It's like when you say, "Hey, yeah, it was hot in Phoenix," and they say, "Yeah, but it was a dry heat." You know, that's the automatic response. That's
Yeah.
an auto response for getting out of court, out of
Yeah.
jury duty is the racist thing.
Well, I mean, whew.
Yeah,
You could
our
always say like, I have 27 cats. Excuse me, I have 27 cats, and I really need to get home to feed my cats.
all of them.
All 27 of them. They must be fed every 4 hours. And then
Uh,
they'll let you out of
ap-
jury duty.
Apparently, Tess says, in all seriousness, if you tell them you have a child you need to take care of, they'll dismiss you. Well, that's good.
Yeah. Childcare, college student, and apparently being on call for work. They don't want you to have to leave to catch babies in the middle of a trial.
Tracy says, LOL, I've always wanted to be selected too. I got picked one time, and the morning of, the guy pleaded guilty. So,
Well,
pled
that
guilty.
jerk. How
Yeah.
dare him
How-
admit to his mistakes?
Yeah, you were.
Objection!
I was banking on getting to be in part of a trial. Come on. Let's see. I would never
What's it
convict.
called when they put you up to sequester? Am I saying that right?
Sequestered?
Sequestered.
Yeah.
I want to be sequestered.
A sequestrian is somebody who rides a horse, rides a horse and sequesters people.
Yep.
Kim says, I would never convict somebody who was accused of stealing food. I agree. That's
True.
to a point. If you're stealing filet mignons, like, tone it down, man. Just get some
I mean,
hamburger
anyone
patties.
that yeah,
Just kidding.
anyone that
What?
has to steal a Christmas ham's not doing great. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough one, you know, because if you're hungry, you gotta figure something out. I don't know.
But her story about going in to get her hairspray, her White Rain hairspray, because that's the only brand she can use and that's the only store that sells it. I mean, that was the part that I wanted to partake in, was hearing the story of that.
I just think it's wild that she keistered that ham. Like, is she gonna eat that later? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sequestrian, somebody who only rides horses by themselves.
Ooh, that was pretty good.
Tia says, I'm a social worker. They never let me participate. Why?
Oh,
Why is
yeah.
that? Because you're too empathetic.
You're too empathetic. Maybe because it interferes with cases. Like you've seen too many cases that I don't know. They need you to be super non-biased, and maybe your line of work makes you have a biased view.
That's probably what it is.
Right.
Well, let's see. I got another question. Oh, I got a couple more. I can keep going.
You have another question?
Question. Let's see what this next one is. There it is. Oh, this is a long one because
Okay.
it was good. So and I thought this would be fun to talk about with comments and stuff. People might have some things. I'm a 20-year-old female. I live in a small town in an old house with my boyfriend and our cats. Recently, a lot of our things have been going missing, even when we keep our doors locked. Vinyl records turned up under the couch instead of in their designated spot. Lights changed and toilets flush when no one is no one being near them. This is all concerning, but not a huge issue to me. Yesterday, he was at work and I was home alone, just relaxing and watching YouTube, when all of a sudden our big Sony Bluetooth speakers started blasting dubstep at top volume. We never ever listened to dubstep and nothing was connected. And all the lights on our speaker were steady instead of flashing like normal, which also never started to cry, which also never happens, just because of how the speaker works. I ran to shut it off, but I was paralyzed with fear and started to cry before my boyfriend showed up. He told me I was overreacting because I get scared easily and nothing violent has happened, but I have no explanation for this and I am still very scared. I really would like someone to help me understand what may have happened or anything to ease my mind, really. Hope I fumbled on a line, so I hope that didn't confuse anybody. But basically, things are going buck wild at these people's place.
Why would you select this question? Why? Get out of the house!
Run.
Oh my God.
Tia says it's a poltergeist. Yeah, that sounds.
Stop it. I can't sit here and discuss this.
Oh, you're in a house. You're in a place by yourself right now, right?
Shh, don't say that. No, I'm not. I have beefy men here.
And
the
ghosts.
cat.
And ghosts.
Don't. What the? Oh my God. I'm going to have to leave. I'm going to have to leave right now. I'm going to have to leave right now.
It's a question.
Stop it. Okay, there are explanations. It's an old house. Things are faulty. Faulty wiring and flushing of toilets. Your boyfriend likes to play pranks on you. He's been playing these pranks on you. He knows that some of the stuff in the house is weird, like the electrical stuff. He has a secret Alexa somewhere. He's hooked up all the speakers to. He blasted that through an app while he was at work and you were home alone. That's my explanation. He's messing with you.
Tia says burn sage. Kim,
burn sage and run.
Yeah, run. Kim says maybe the house has old wiring causing surges and or there's a raccoon or a possum or a poltergeist.
Or a poltergeist.
You know, it's a raccoon or a possum or a poltergeist.
Rationally, I'm like, it just sounds like part boyfriend messing with you because maybe a little odd things have happened with electrical stuff and now he's playing into it. And then part of me is just like, oh my God, get out.
Well, here's a rational thing. I can do a thing on my phone where I can broadcast YouTube to my TV. No problem. I have a Roku TV. And it'll ask me, hey, do you want to do the 65-inch TV in your bedroom or the 65-inch TV in the living room? And sometimes, and the one in my bedroom is named Tito, the other one is just named TV, but I've selected the wrong one and accidentally broadcast to the living room before. So I would imagine you have a neighbor or somebody that is sending Bluetooth from their phone to your speaker and your speaker's picking it up from next door.
Yeah, I've done that before too.
Yeah. That's what's happening. That's how Bluetooth works. I mean, I've turned my car on just to get the AC going and walked my dog, went around the block, and then before I'm even back around the block again, I lose sound in my earbuds and it starts sending Bluetooth to my car. And that's just how Bluetooth works. It picks stuff up. So if that puts your mind at ease, that's probably what's happening.
Whose mind are we putting at ease right now? Because I think it's mine that we need to put at ease.
Yeah, or one of your neighbors has the Necronomicon and is summoned the Dark Lord to your apartment or house.
Yeah, I had something really weird happen. God, I don't even want to talk about this. It's gonna freak me out.
Don't be freaked out.
Okay, so I was sitting in, I'm curious if anyone actually out there, this is a question to all of you guys out there, because you're more rational than me. So I'm sitting in my bedroom and I was doing homework. It was late at night and I keep this back hallway light on. So there's a light on in the house. And all of a sudden I start seeing a flashing and I turn around and I look and my light bulb in the hallway is flashing like this. Like a strobe light on a very low strobe, right? Not like it was going out, not like a light going out, like flickering. It was as if someone was standing there and turning the switch on, off, on, off, on, off. And I was paralyzed. I got on a video chat with a friend and I'm like, I had another friend come over. I mean, I've never seen anything like it before. And it was an LED light bulb. And so I thought maybe that was the thing. I mean, I haven't changed.
Was it screwed in all the way?
It was screwed in all the way. I mean, it's the same light bulb that's been in there for like 5 years. I mean, it was strobing, not like flickering.
That is creepy.
Don't say that's creepy. Give me a rational explanation for what
ghosts.
Happened.
I mean, lost spirits from the netherworld.
No, it can be not what I want to hear.
Just kidding. Kim says none of that explains the toilet flushing, but but I have a cat that does that just to watch. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
Maybe the boyfriend clogged the toilet a little bit, and then it took that long for it to go through, and then you're hearing the. I'm not gonna make glugging sounds on YouTube, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about?
No, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about when you faulty wire inside the bulb. That's what Tia says. Oh,
Thank you, Tia. Thank
Yeah.
you, rational human being.
She says I for real have had a bulb do that twice in different places. I say faulty connection at the base of the bulb. There you go. Rational thing.
Thank you, Tia. You're so very rational, and I love it.
If that ever happens and it gets really cold, run. That's when you know there's
Okay,
bad.
we need to change the subject.
Yeah, we are.
ASAP.
Light bulb might be failing. Fluorescent bulbs do that. Okay. The ghosts in my house make my jewelry box play. I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not
I'm
always
gonna
rational.
request that we change the subject
we will.
now,
We will.
please.
Yeah, that's creepy. Okay, we're changing the subject. Here we go. Next question.
I'm gonna go. I gotta go. Anybody out there? Can I come stay with you tonight?
I've been struggling with having a very negative attitude lately. Work and boyfriend have noticed. What do I do? What do you think?
Well, you gotta kind of figure out why.
Yeah, I think you might be working too much. I would, if you can, take a day or two off. Take a break from your boyfriend. Take a break from your work, and just do a you day and just chill and think. And you might just be stressed out. I get like that when I work too hard and too many days in a row, and I just start getting frustrated. And it's not necessarily you're mad at them or mad at the boyfriend, and it affects everything. So.
Yeah. And then, things just weigh heavily on you. Maybe find the things that bring joy to you. If it's watching comedies, if it's a hobby that you haven't done in a while, maybe you need to go on a few drives to clear your head and have some more you time, or some more self-care. Sometimes when we get in these like routines, we forget, and then the next thing you know, we're just kind of grumpy and we don't really realize why. Like, sometimes I don't leave my house for like 4 days. We have food, both, we're doing school online, and then when I have to go run an errand and I get in my car, I'm like, God, this feels fantastic. Just to get out, because I've just been stuck and stagnant, and I don't even realize it's not even conscious to me that I'm stuck.
You can build resentment too, where hypothetically speaking, say you wanted to go to school but you couldn't quite afford it yet, so you're just working and you're going to work, and you're pissed that you're not in school and you feel like you're wasting time or whatever, and so every day you go to work, if you think about it logically, look, I got to work, I'm saving this much, I'll be able to do it here, and this is my plan, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. But sometimes you don't think logically, subconsciously, and so you're going to work and you start getting resentful, like you start getting resentful that you're not doing what you want to be doing. I know people that have gotten pregnant and then didn't go to school because of this, and then miscarried, and then all of a sudden now they could go to school and they're upset this whole semester's wasted that they didn't go to school, and then they get resentful, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like,
can't get that way.
No, I mean, you just got to do the best you can. I had some people in the comments that said some stuff. See a social worker, Tia says. That's up there, yes, and she's a social worker. Kim says
she's like, see a social worker. Plug, plug, plug.
Me. Kim says therapy. I'm not being snide. Therapy, Kim says.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you cannot figure out the root of why you're feeling the way you're feeling, then you gotta go talk about it and figure it out. Yeah.
Tia again says, where is it? Real answer: counter negative thoughts with positive. If you think something bad, use positive self-talk and self-care.
Recognizing that it's an intrusive thought when something negative pops in your head, actually being like, okay, that is an intrusive thought. You're just messing with me. And then I'm going to think about something else. It's helpful.
And here's one that I got from personal experience. I Years ago, I was under a lot of stress. I had a lot of things going on, and I would start stressing out, and I would start being real negative, and I would pick, or I would focus on something, and I would just start being really negative about that, and from there it would trigger a domino effect, and then I'd be like, yeah, and work and blah 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 blah, yeah, and this and blah blah blah, and I would just
Yeah.
start looking at everything, and I would just fall down a rabbit hole of negative on anything, and
Yeah.
I and if somebody asked me in like in therapy, when I was spilling the beans, I started doing that. And I used to do it in my car by myself and not realize it when I'm thinking, but I was in therapy talking to a therapist, and all of a sudden I just opened the floodgates and just started going and going and going and going, and I started talking about every single thing in my life. And then she's like, "Are you done?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she said, "Look, did you see what you just did?" And I said, "No, what?" She's like, "You just went around and you started looking at the negative side of every single thing in your life, and you're picking all these things, and you're making it worse for yourself. You're actually making yourself have an anxiety attack and freak out." She's like, "The next time you start doing that, you remember." And which reminded me of when I got told about the time I hyperventilated. He's like, "Hey man, next time you do this, remember that and get a paper bag."
Yeah.
But she's like, "Remember that and talk yourself out of it, because now you'll recognize it. I just pointed it out to you. Do you see what you did?" And I go, "Yeah." And she's like, "Yeah." So recognize that, and being aware of that, being self-aware, of what I'm doing in my head, it really helped. And all of a sudden, I would pick that up, and I would say, "Hey, I'm doing that thing again. Don't do that. Let's think
Yeah.
about something else." So, if
It's
you're
recognizing your patterns and the
yeah.
things that, yeah.
So if you're doing that, that was the thing I personally dealt with, and maybe my experience helps. What else we got? Real answer. My job sucks is negative. Hold on, let me pop this up here. My job sucks is negative. So then say to yourself, I have funny moments bonding over the crap show. Are you calling our show crap? Is that what you're saying? I have fun bonding with Clint and Mia on their crap show. No, she's saying shit show. She's
Yeah.
yeah, it's like any job. Not very many people out there completely love what they do all the time. So you got to look at the bright sides of it. So, um
Hmm.
Melissa says volunteer work helps me.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Helping other people helps
Mhm.
you to feel good too. Yeah, I agree with that.
And I feel like maybe you also notice everyone, when you're focused on yourself, you can find negative, but if you look out into the world and think about other people, you realize that there's a lot of people struggling, and I think it's really cool to do volunteer work and help out. So
Yeah, for
so
sure.
yeah, so let's do applause for Melissa for doing something good. Woo! And an air horn. Yeah. Google search counter negative thoughts with positive. Yeah, do that. Google search counter negative thoughts with positive. Um, and therapistaid.com has quick tips.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I just
Thank you for
post.
the resource, Tia.
Yes, I just posted that on there. Therapistaid.com has quick tips. So, Tia said, Clint, you had a great therapist. Yeah, she's fantastic. She was really good. Um, yeah. And you're welcome, Melissa. She said, "Oh, thanks." So, in that voice, that's what she sounded like. So, let's see. Let's see here. Let's see what else we got. We got any more? Oh yeah, this our random game that turned out to be the talent show, the animal talent show. So we're
Yeah, that's okay. We don't always need to play a game.
Yeah. So we'll come up with a good one for next week. So that brings us to the end of the show. So before we go, again, we want to remind everybody, we do this every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central. So and we love having people tuning in and checking it out and commenting and helping us answer questions. You know, we're not therapists or doctors or anything like that. We both have bartended a lot in our lives, so I'll say we're uncertified therapists. I've dealt with a lot of crazy stuff with people who needed to get it. But what qualifies you, Clint and Mia, to give us advice? Well, we have a YouTube channel and you don't. Yeah. Woohoo! All right.
Yeah.
So again, guys, like, share, subscribe. Click the notification bell if you haven't. Share this with your friends and help us. We're trying to get grow an audience, and because the more people we get here every week, the more fun it's going to be, and we're all going to have a great old time. So yeah. So that's it. So
I'm partying.
Yeah, I'm partying too. So guys, I want to again thank you guys, and we're going to tune out, and we'll see you guys next week. Mia, thanks for coming on.
I love you.
Tia, real quick. Tia says my therapist is a bartender, and I'm a therapist. That's hilarious. Yeah. Yep. Awesome. And I love you too, and I love you guys out there. And we're gonna see you guys next week. Boom. See you guys.
The ideas and opinions expressed in the Black